Hey there, I hope everyone is doing well. I am getting over my colds, but still having a little difficulty with not coughing. So I'm going to be sucking on this lozenge, and I thought I would flip through another art magazine. This one is called Raw Vision. And I don't know if you can see the subtitle. It's Outsider Art, Art Brut, Contemporary Folk Art. This magazine, Raw Vision, is devoted to this genre of art that goes by all those names, as well as visionary art. It's actually pretty controversial, and I'm not going to speak to what it should be called or whether it should even be a thing, but I do have a collection of this particular magazine, and I keep them because they're like books about art. They remain reference points for the artists, and I also have a number of pieces of art that would be considered to be part of this genre. And where I live, there's a very big outsider art show that I have enjoyed going to many times. So it's a pretty interesting concept. And I do enjoy looking at these magazines, even the old ones. This one's over 20 years old, so definitely goes back a ways. So obviously there's going to be a lot of advertising in here for galleries and specific artists. This is the work of Joseph Parker. One of the hallmarks of these artists is that they are not professionally trained. I don't know how to pronounce his name, Charles Benefiel. His work, I mean, as you can see, it's very distinctive, very, the word they use is obsessive. These are all individual dots that make up the work. It's unbelievably detailed, very beautiful in a disturbing way. And then at the other end of the spectrum, there's art like this, which is expressive, almost bordering on abstract. Sorry. Trying to avoid the light. Another characteristic is that some of the artists, definitely not all, but some percentage of the artists have mental health issues. Now, Morton Bartlett is an interesting example. He made these extremely realistic dolls, sculptures really, and then he dressed them and posed them in extremely lifelike ways and photographed them for 20 years. It's just a very memorable collection of work. Sorry, I put my finger there, guys. This is Bill Traylor. He is one of the most highly valued artists in this category, genre, field, whatever. Sorry. Oh, now Henry Darger. Maybe some of you have heard of him. He wrote what I believe is the longest work in the English language. Unbeknownst to anyone, it was discovered after he died. And he was a janitor, and a devout Catholic who went to Mass a couple of times a day. And when he was home, he drew this. The characters are little girls, and they go through some adventures, horrifically violent war type stuff. It's a very, I don't even know where to begin to be talking about this work. Darger possibly had never actually seen a girl. In real life, all the little girls have penises, probably just because he didn't know any better. It's a fascinating body of work. They're very long format like this, often done on two sides of the same paper. This is a sculptural work called Holocaust. I'm sorry you can't see it very well. It's a very, very detailed, beautiful work. Wolfie is another esteemed artist in this field. This is amazing. It's this man has created this outdoor environment of work. Where is it? Somewhere in the Midwest of the United States. Oh, shoot. Light just went off. I don't know if that's better or worse. I'm gonna turn it back on. I'm sorry, the camera work in this video is just atrocious, but we're just gonna keep plowing on. So look at these things. I mean, just amazing. I'm trying to see where they are. Wisconsin, I think. Stories of these outdoor sculpture gardens or life projects, whatever you want to call them, are usually fascinating. I'm not going to go into that in detail in this video. Oh, this one is so sad. This woman, unfortunately, she and her family were taken to a concentration camp when she was a child in Germany, and she had just a terrible, terrible life as a young person, and she became an artist. And her work is very sad. She does sculpture as well. This is a wood sculpture. Look at that. This is another outdoor situation. Look at the detail here. And it's made up of just an innumerable number of these little pieces. It's in Canada. And these people who do these outdoor environments, like on their homes and properties and stuff, they're completely self-driven, self-motivated. They just have a vision of what they want to do, and they just go about doing it over years and years and years, building up what they see in their mind's eye. If they're lucky, they get discovered and preserved. Otherwise, they tend to fall apart. This is unbelievable. It's like a like all the sides of a room, including the ceiling. I mean, I know it's not coming across very clearly in the camera, but like the level of detail here is just it's almost impossible to believe. And this is something completely different. It's an artist named Ian Piper. His works are very different. It's the Bill Traylor again. So simple and so beautiful. It's a man named Roland Wilkie. Oh, cat. Okay. Okay, buddy. Sorry, it's really hard for me to make a video without the cats interfering. This is still Roland Wilkie. Alright, now this is a workshop in Vermont. It's called the Grace Program. And some of the artists featured in this article came through the Grace Program. Others are just sort of promoted by them or supported by them. So this work, oh, cat, go, is by Galen Mckesson. Am I saying her name right? She's one who's not actually part of the program, but her work is very... Okay, you're going to have to move. Come on. Her work is very popular. She's got kind of a mythology, made up characters and stories in her work. And it's like, it kind of reminds me of Faulkner's work, the fictional town that he made up, and the characters within it. That's kind of what Galen's work is like. This is another artist in the program. Very different style of work. There's another one, also entirely different. I think these two are the same. There's another one of Galen Mckesson's works. unlike a lot of the work that we've looked at, they're very easy to appreciate. They're very comforting almost, kind of like Grandma Moses, who was in the same category of art. Mary Whitfield does very, very powerful art, harkening back to African American enslavement in the U.S. So this magazine occasionally offered prints and other forms of work for sale. So I don't think I bought it through the magazine, but I do have this print. I have it framed and hanging. It's by a pair of artists who at the time went by the name Chris Mckesson. And this one was actually dedicated to their cat, which I didn't know at the time I bought it, but it seems very apropos. Mckesson does work that involves a lot of bondage. Interesting chap. I had the opportunity to meet him once. And you can see there's some crossover into folk art in this genre as well. This is so cool. It's a sort of primitive sculpture, Black Adam and Eve. Not sure there's much else to show. Oh wow, look at that. I don't know how you can see it. That's stunning. It's called Sideshow, and he was an itinerant circus painter. So this was a scene from life. His name was Vermadel Griswold. Okay, it's getting a little hard to flip, so now we'll just go to the back cover. An astonishing artist named Rizzoli worked in an architect's office, and in his spare time just did these unbelievable drawings, including buildings that were personifications of people he knew. And they were just rendered so beautifully and so detailed. Really, if there's a book about his work, it's worth looking at. His name is Rizzoli, Rozzoli. That is it for this. There's another interesting work on the back by someone I've never heard of. So I know this was a really long one. I think this was probably my longest one yet. And I know that my audio and visual quality is not very good. I do not do this professionally. I'm very busy, and this is just something that I do super randomly for fun. I seem to be able to do it more regularly now. I don't know how long this will keep up, but I don't think it would continue to be fun for me or feasible for me if I tried to do a setup in my apartment. As you can see, I have cats. I work from home. I don't have a lot of space. So, yeah, I don't, just gonna go along the way I'm going for now. And if even one person takes enjoyment from this, I will be happy. Take care, and I hope to see you in another video. Bye-bye.